Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Enggar Septian and I'm from Tatris Bahasa Inggris Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Keguruan UIN Sayyid Ali Rahmatullah Tulungagung. And in this occasion, I will explain about pronunciation in descriptive text. And first, I'll explain about definition of pronunciation. Pronunciation refers to the way we make sounds from a word. In other words, pronunciation is the way a word or language is spoken. In addition, the pronunciation in it includes articulation, emphasis, and also intonation. Pronunciation includes language features, vocabulary and grammar, as well as skills speaking and listening. When we find a new vocabulary, it will be better if we know the correct way of pronunciation. And then I'll explain about importance of learning pronunciation. The main reason for the importance of learning pronunciation is to avoid miscommunication or misunderstanding in deciphering a word. Because pronunciation in English will be easily misunderstood if you mispronounce words. If only one word is misspoken, many people will think they understand us. Therefore, it will not ask for clarification, but actually, this can lead to some very confusing miscommunication. That is why it is important to identify and correct common pronunciation errors. And next, the important element in pronunciation. In learning English pronunciation, there are two elements that are very important to learn. The two elements are word emphasis and intonation. And the first element is word emphasis. Emphasis is very important in the English language because it can be used to distinguish the meaning of words, compound words, phrase verb, and similar sounding idiom. The pattern of emphasis will allow the pronunciation to sound natural and clearly communicate the intended meaning. Emphasis is very important when speaking in English because it can completely change its meaning depending on where we apply the pressure. In other words, the difference in the choice of place of emphasis will also change the meaning. For example, like the word prison, which has two syllables, which one can be separated and phrased differently depending on what you want to say. The first, prison, and two, prison. The first point is a noun meaning give, while the second is verb meaning to introduce. And the second element is intonation. Intonation involves the rise and fall of our voice when speaking in complete sentence. Incorrect intonation can change the meaning of a sentence or sound very strange to a native English speaker. This is especially important for practicing pronunciation, conveying feelings, and adding nouns to a sentence. In addition, intonation itself can be interpreted as the rise and fall of the voice. In English, usually the comma will be more often pronounced with ascending intonation, while a period with descending intonation. And now, I'll explain about description of descriptive text. Basically, a descriptive text is a text that aims to explain, describe, or describe something. This thing can be anything in shape, be it animals, object, location, and so on. Usually, descriptive text is characterized by the use of easy tense and focusing on one specific object. The object is then discussed again in more detail in the descriptive text. The difference between descriptive text and recount text. Recount text are retelling stories that happened in the past with the use of easy past, while descriptive text describes something in more detail. And then is the general structure of descriptive text. The first structure is identification. Identification is an introduction in the form of an overview of a topic. For example, my supporter is Duke of Edinburgh. He is my acquaintance. My good friend is the Duke of Edinburgh. Hawkeye State is my classmate. And the second structure is the description. Description is to contain special features that an object has, place, or how an object is described. For example, traits, physical appearance, and other things that are not written specifically. And next is characteristic features of descriptive text. The first is in-verb use or verb attributes such as to be, is, are. And second, the tense use is easy tense. And the third, focusing on only one subject. And the last is use noun, simple present, action verbs, and figurative language. And now, the example of descriptive text. The bedroom is my favorite room. The wall color is blue, which is my favorite color. It's one snug bed that faces the window. Every morning, the sun shines through my window and wakes me up. I put my table for study and do my prep in the corner. Beside that table, there is a massive wardrobe wherever I place all of my garments. My father created the wardrobe on behalf of me as my birthday present. On the left aspect of the table, there is a shelf wherever I place all of my favorite books. On the table, there's a lamp, laptop, stationery, and notebooks. Although my room is tiny and straightforward, I notice it is terribly cozy. And now, I'll show you the animated videos about teaching and learning pronunciation in descriptive text. So, please watching this video until the end.
Good morning, students. Today we will learn about pronunciation in descriptive text. Is there someone here who understands pronunciation or descriptive text?
Me, sir. I once read a text about descriptive. There it is written about the description of a thing, such as animals, plants, hobbies, family, and others.
That's right, Rosie. That is the meaning of descriptive in general. Then the meaning of pronunciation is the way a word or language is spoken. So, basically pronunciation is how we pronounce a word or sentence correctly in a language.
Sir, I would like to ask, why we must learn the pronunciation? Is it very important in English language?
Good question, Chandra. Pronunciation is very important not only in English, but also other languages. The main reason for the importance of learning pronunciation is to avoid miscommunication or misunderstanding in deciphering a word. Because pronunciation in English will be easily misunderstood if you mispronounce words. In pronunciation, there are two elements that are very important to learn, namely word emphasis and intonation. And now, does anyone know what the structure is in descriptive text?
I think the structure of descriptive text is only the description.
Almost, Chandra. In general, the structure of descriptive text are identification and description. Identification is an introduction. So, it is the form of an overview of the topic. While the description is the main body of descriptive text, it is contained special feature of the topic described. Okay, now, anyone want to give an example about descriptive text?
Me, sir.
Okay, Rosie, please come forward.
Here I want to describe about my favorite pet. At home, I have a kitten named Kelly. My dad adopted her from a shelter. Once she received my house, she was fragile and little as a bottle, but now, she has full grown to be a lovely white cat. She chows and exercises well. Her fur grows thick and soft. Kelly may be a charming cat and we will continuously watch out for her.
Good job, Rosie. So students, that is the example of descriptive text explained with good pronunciation by Rosie. Give applause. Okay, I think it is the end of our study today. At home, I hope you will read about pronunciation and other examples of descriptive text, then make a descriptive text about you.